Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Ship Chasing. We have Michael Leone up way past his bedtime joining us tonight. How you doing, Mike?
I'm hanging in there, a little drowsy, but seeing Ben's mustache has me riled up, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Pat, I did catch you yawning right before we went on air. Are you okay? You good?
I'm good. I had a little insomnia last night. Normally don't get struck with insomnia. Went try to go to bed early. Didn't fall asleep, but around like 1:30 in the morning, a good little kind of one-liner for the walkthrough came to me. So I feel actually
Yeah.
pretty good about my
I was
wakefulness.
worried. I was worried that you woke up in cold sweats, imagining that Jamal Agnew had passed Laviska Shenault or something like that.
No, I mean he's a slot receiver, so he plays different positions, so it's irrelevant.
Gretch, how we doing? Actually, we do need to go full screen for this mustache for Ben. I mean, we need to show the people what's going on here, Ben. I mean, talk us through this.
Yeah, I mean,
Is Walter Brimley the guy?
I didn't
Yeah,
shave for a while, and then I just shaved everything else, and now I have a mustache. It was pretty easy.
You look like you're the manager of the New York Knights.
Who's that?
Walter Brimley.
It's pretty good. I trimmed it recently. You know, you got to get up under here and trim it so that it's not all. Gotta have good proper mustache maintenance.
It's looking good. It's looking good. How is the chat doing tonight? They want Leone to do the suck it. I mean, Leone he gave up on the suck it. I told him to give A Raven a suck it when he beat him to win the Thunderdome on Sunday, and you wouldn't do it.
He was too nice. I couldn't do it. That I do think I should go back. I was telling these guys before the show, I don't know why I had a phase where I would shave my mustache, but not my beard, which apparently is like a really weird thing to do. I feel like I should do that for.
And then you said something after that I kind of missed, but did you say that you're seeing me the inverse of that, and it's giving you a visceral reaction? You said something
Well,
was giving you a visceral.
really don't like having a mustache, and I don't like mustaches that much in general. Especially
So this is like really bothering you.
Yours is kind of full, but I hate like basically what I have, like the non-full mustache. I feel like looks so, I don't know. It just
Leone, I could tilt you so badly if I grew a mustache. It would be everything you hate about a mustache. It'd be very, very thin. It'd be awful.
Really? I would have assumed
might do it just to...
you would grow a good mustache. You don't grow a good mustache?
No. It'd be terrible looking.
Goodness.
Terrible looking. Some of it, it gets glinty because I have like little slight, like they're slightly red. There's like a couple hairs in there that are a little red.
Oh, God. You have to grow this in the offseason.
That's awful.
I mean, Pat, I was in the same boat. I remember I was a freshman in college, and everyone was doing what was it? Mustache Movember? I don't know what it was called.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so, I mean...
No shave November.
I barely even finished puberty at this point, and I just have like just the, the faintest little bit of, blonde stubble here. So I went to CVS as a bit, and I dyed my mustache brown, and it was just the grossest thing imaginable. One of my worst fits ever. So us weak mustache gang must stick together. The chat also, Leone, they don't want to congratulate you about winning the Thunderdome. They want to congratulate you about Rashad Perriman potentially sucking out on the Bucks.
Listen, the two big sweats at once. One, we got to get our best ball shares going. These Perriman teams are going to be like low advance rate, but he's the hammer, which was the thesis all along, clearly. And also, if you've been telling the ETR season-long prop betting, we need Perriman to play one snap to hit the under for the under to count.
Ridiculous. Yeah, no, the best ball. I mean, Tampa Bay is where everyone goes to save themselves, right? We've seen the Lenny Fournette path to it, so Rashad Perriman is next up in line.
And there's actually opportunity now because Godwin's banged up, and they don't have Antonio Brown not practicing still, so he might play.
Is Tyler Johnson waiver wire consideration this week? I mean, our teams generally aren't starting a Tyler Johnson type, but for wide receiver needy teams, what do you think?
For sure, yeah.
Is Godwin out, or is he just DNP with a foot thing? Doesn't look great though.
But even if he's not, I mean, Tyler Johnson's going to play a lot.
Yeah.
Brown shed the walking boot today, but he didn't practice. He's not playing.
Yeah. And there's a lot of interesting injury situations this week. The Alvin Kamara one is a big one. The kind of reports on that look pretty sketchy. I know Mark Ingram might be floating around in some leagues out there. Have you guys read the tea leaves on that one at all? You think? How do you think about that? You think he'll play?
I don't think he's gonna play.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But it's it's a guess.
Yeah.
The Silva Underhill connection tells me he's not going to play, but we'll see. I shouldn't say not that he's not going to play, but sounded like pretty pessimistic on it.
There was some talk that it was high ankle, right? He might miss a couple weeks. Kamara? We're talking about Kamara, right?
Yeah.
Davis told us he had a source today on the Swolecast, and then we kind of pressed him on it. And his source was someone he wouldn't dox that was friends with Nick Underhill. So everything comes back to Nick Underhill now. So don't let us down, sir.
Oh, so did I just dox Silva?
Wasn't Silva?
I made that
Silva's
joke.
been pretty public about his connection.
Yeah,
I do love that
everyone know that Silva and Underhill are like best buds?
It's like a thing.
Yeah.
Very open secret.
Yeah.
I like that Davis is finding another path. Like he could just DM Silva.
I feel like if he wasn't going to dox him,
I'm assuming Silva is the friend that he doesn't want to dox.
I couldn't have been. It feels like it couldn't have been because
why would he just
Davis
Silva then?
Yeah,
he would
I
just
don't
say
know.
Silva.
Why Davis does the things he does.
I mean, this is actually a good question. I actually had this question as well.
Is it Zigbo, right?
Is Zigbo or Montgomery?
Montgomery's lining up at receiver mostly, as far as my signals, whatever, digging through things. Montgomery's been playing a lot of receiver this year, and I would have to check the snaps and even like health on Zigbo because I haven't really been, especially since I brought in Ingram.
Didn't Zigbo land somewhere else?
Is he not on the team?
I didn't think he was even on the team anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the team anymore.
So that's
probably not a Zigbo then.
It's probably not a Zigbo.
No, Zigbo's back on the Jaguars.
Okay, yeah, that's what I saw. I saw it. Yeah.
They cut him when they got Ingram back. That's what I was just gonna look up. Was like I haven't really checked since Ingram.
Dwayne Washington.
That's what it looks like. It's Alex Arma that's playing the third most snaps. He's a fullback though, right?
Yeah, right. So last week, Washington and Montgomery are both inactive though.
Right.
So I don't know why. I don't know if they were healthy.
Washington was not last week. He was the week before.
Oh, he wasn't inactive last week?
He was active but didn't play a snap from what I'm looking at right now.
So I think what we're trying to say is we're looking at 25 carries for Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
We would be.
But I definitely pick up Mark Ingram.
But Montgomery would be the other guy, right? Because if you're losing Kamara, you're losing a pass catcher. So Montgomery over Dwayne Washington, two down guy.
That's the other thing I just started doing was to look up how much he's playing, if he's playing the backfield at all. But I think you're absolutely right. I think Montgomery would play some of the backfield.
Or like trying to figure out why.
He did play 10 snaps in the backfield in week 7, Ty Montgomery. He's only played 13 total for the year, but just a couple weeks ago, before they brought in Ingram, week 7, Ty Montgomery played 10 snaps in the backfield. He's played a lot more in the slot and wide. He's played 73 in the slot, 57 wide. He's mostly been a receiver. But 13 snaps in the backfield this year. I bet he plays more. I think
he's got a hamstring injury.
Why would he play any snaps in the backfield with Kamara there? Like that'd be silly.
What if he doesn't even play? You guys are like,
right.
Well, I'm not saying you gotta pick up Ty Montgomery, but if there's another back with value, I would be kind of shocked if it was Washington and not Montgomery.
All right, the chat has Eno Benjamin fever. Ryan says we're talking about wide receivers on the waiver wire. I came here for your Eno Benjamin takes. Evan Silva, we can't keep his name off our lips. He said on his pod, he was saying Eno is a priority in all leagues. Silva actually just had a really nice Italian dinner with the beat reporter from the Cardinals the other day. And I assume
there basically are no beat reporters for the Cardinals.
So how are we feeling about Eno? Because I remember as a draft prospect, we were all getting very excited by him. Then he falls to the 7th round. We were even taking stabs on him last year, late in drafts. That never panned out. Even when it seemed like an opportunity was popping up. Who did they start giving carries to over him last year? It was some other random dust ball. But here we are now.
Jonathan Ward.
Yeah.
Yes. He got the bad concussion in that really brutal collision with Kylan Hill a couple weeks ago. I think it was an Island game, right? And Kylan Hill also tore his ACL.
That was Ward
really
in that
bad one.
That was brutal.
So he missed last week with a concussion. Probably not sure when he'll be back, but Eno ran over that dude in the fourth quarter and had like the 23-yard TD run. It could still be Ward. That's part of my concern. Like I love Eno too. But like Ward, if he's back from the concussion, could slot in back ahead of Eno again. At the same time, like he has been out with what looked like a really serious concussion, and Eno did have that sweet touchdown run last week.
I've changed Eno bids 4 times since you guys started talking. I don't know.
That's what we do around here.
I'm like, I better bid a lot more. And then I'm like, oh, no, made this Ward character. I better drop this bid down.
What do you want me to do?
That Eno run. I want to see it. I feel like, we've been talking about Eno Benjamin since the end of the league, and we've never gotten to see anything good from him.
Okay.
We finally got it.
I would prefer to show low lights of Eno Benjamin leading up to lock, Pat. You want to show highlights?
I'll tell you what. Instead of revealing our bids, why don't you at 9:59 play the Eno Benjamin?
What are we bidding in NFC? Because we have Jordan Howard ahead of him, and it sounds like I should
Pete
have
trying to like casually not bidding on Eno.
Is this the clip?
Yes. Oh, it was Kirkpatrick. I thought it was a linebacker.
Benjamin.
The corner. Oh, get some.
One more time.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that one, Pete? Or did you miss that one?
I heard the audio. The audio is super familiar. I don't remember seeing a visual on it.
Watching from the side. Just,
rest in peace.
Went right past him. Bulldozed over him and into the end zone.
And the reason we always like
to forward lean.
And Pat, you can certainly.
There's no way to tell what our bid is. The site's broken.
But he's this combination of that, a little bit more size, but also really strong receiving props, chops in college in his profile. So you have that combination of like a bigger back who can also catch passes, and that's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. John always talks about how he basically has CEH's profile.
Right.
And that's, you can really spin that 2 ways.
Yeah, you can.
Let's talk about our NFC team. The 4 of us quad managed.
Hang on, there's establish the edge in the chat here as an interesting point.
Okay, so who has access to this account?
Hey, there's a private chat, Leone. You see the tabs at the top?
Guys, can everyone in the chat, can you help this random person out?
Yeah. I mean, Leone, you are basically doing a press tour on this team tonight.
Yep. Just victory lapping.
Tell the people what you're doing. They want a double header of Leone talking about this fucking NFC team.
All right. Sirius XM Radio, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Did they not want the other co-managers on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you get an email? I got one.
No.
Yeah.
Leone's name's on the team, and we're in first place in Thompson points.
It does say Leone.
Loving it. He is loving the invitations flowing in.
I'm not even gonna mention you guys on this spot. This is a solo drafted team.
Who's the host of the Sirius show?
I think Tom Kessenich is on it, and then I'm not sure, but okay. I'll be there though. Whoever's hosting.
Clearly. I hope you say nice things about your co-managers.
Fresh off his 50K win in DFS, this high roller playing by himself.
Say nice things when you pretend they don't exist.
Yeah. What nice things am I gonna? What co-managers? But like, can we talk about how? And hopefully Frank's not listening to this part of the show. But can we talk about how we entered a really high stakes team, and not only am I somehow the lead in waivers, but I'm the only one that apparently knows how to use the free agent interface.
Well,
period.
I have occasionally, I have figured it out occasionally, but then unfortunately the way the site switches overnight, it changes the buttons that you have to click. It's like a puzzle, which I think it's a fun way to design a site. Because, it kind of keeps you engaged. It's like a new puzzle to figure out how to get to the same screens. But I don't enjoy it that much because I have other leagues to manage.
Fantasy football read by Dan Brown. It's a fucking division.
It is, yeah. You have to get the fucking Declaration of Independence just to figure out how to put in a waiver bid.
And I will say for me, Leone, as someone who is horrified every time I open up my FFPC folder with 17 different tabs, to me, not having access or knowing how to do the NFC thing is far more a feature than it is a bug.
I tried to get on there last week. You sent me the login, and I had the same problems Pat was having, and then you had to figure it out.
I mean, thank you. It honestly makes me feel better because, like, sometimes I'm like, man, I guess this is just me, and other times I'm like, fix your site.
So Henry Muto is yelling at us. He has made this point a few times. He says it's a dream to use. He says fucking Steve Jobs practically invented the UI.
The only thing I didn't click on was the eyeball, which I was like,
it's legit.
That'll just send him to the watch list. I'm trying to place a bid. I don't need him on the watch list. I don't know where the fuck the watch list is. I'm never going to be able to find it.
I would love to see like a training video on this site. It's like
I would love to see one of you tell me how much I'm supposed to be fucking bidding.
Now that button will erase everything you've done and send you back to the beginning. But then you click here and don't click this button. It's fucking nuts.
It's so easy.
This was a great filibuster to keep me from revealing the Eno Benjamin bid. So
I mean, someone private chat. Okay.
Yeah, Greg has a great thing. Greg should Greg suggests using Leone's Thunderdome winnings to fix the NFFC.
Yeah, make a donation.
Come on, dude.
Big announcement on SiriusXM.
Are we bidding more on Eno or on Jordan Howard?
I think Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right.
You're right. Yeah, more on Jordan.
We have so much money in this league.
Read the private chat. I want to.
Why don't we take both, dude? Why don't we bid on both? Because we are
bidding on both, but it's still ordered.
Okay, but why don't we put in like winnable bids on both? Because we have a fair amount of drops there.
Yeah, I've got Justin Jackson, Derek Gore as drops, and Tyson Williams as a drop, but that's
Tyson Williams is an easy drop.
So, and then I've also got Jamar Jefferson as a third for not as much.
Sure.
It sounds like Jamal Williams might not be in again. And I don't know. We'll just see what happens.
Yes. All right. We should have this conversation here because it's happened in some of our private chats. Lots of questions about Visca. Is it time to move on?
I mean, you can cut Visca for sure. The part of it for me is that I think this Jaguars offense just sucks. Like, I don't really want pieces of it. Now, they're coming off the Bills, which is going to make them look extra bad. But, like, Lawrence had a couple flashes, like, 3-4 weeks ago where I was like, all right, he's starting to kind of put it together. He just doesn't – he's not showing anything. I don't want pieces of the Jaguars passing game. I mean, Dan Arnold is the only exception just because he gives you the tight end eligibility. But outside of that, I mean, I think it's fine to cut Marvin Jones if you need to cut Marvin Jones. Like I've just kind of hit a low point with the Jacksonville passing game.
Well, and Lawrence is throwing short and over the middle to Agnew and to Arnold, the guys that are running routes out of the slot. He's not throwing to his outside receivers a lot. So we have Visca playing a role that the quarterback is not highly targeting necessarily. That's already a pretty major issue, even if we thought he was good. And we do think he's probably good, but we also have questions there at this point. I mean, I get accused sometimes of like not coming off takes because I do stick with guys for a really long time. And there's a reason for that. So, like when I actually see it, like Fields is a good example. I was getting really frustrated for like over a month in all my content, but we did finally see it the last couple weeks. This is great. AJ Dillon is somebody that's come on that I kind of stuck with through the lulls earlier this year because I thought that was still going to materialize. I don't see how it can materialize for Visca. I'm with you, Pat. Like I feel like it's sad, but we don't even know if he's good. He's not making plays, and they don't even throw to him on top of it in the role. He's certainly not a good outside receiver. I mean, he's way out of position.
He's out of position. The other thing is like they kind of do throw to him for like the target share, but he gets like 4 targets, and that's like there's no targets. It's a super low volume passing game. The targets that he does get aren't great. They'll throw to him these like, you know, one of those wide receiver screens where he just sort of stops, turns, catches, and goes, and there's like it's not really ever going to lead to much. So, yeah, I mean, the couple plays that were nice last week, you know, they hit Jamal Agnew over the middle. I think it was a 4th and 2. He goes 23 yards. He dropped a touchdown. And then Dan Arnold caught a weird ass floating ball that was thrown by CJ Beathard. That was like those are the only good plays in the whole game, and one of them was a drop. Like it's not great.
And like I feel like for the types of teams that we draft, we'll reach a little bit on a Visca for the breakout potential, knowing that we're taking a lot of wide receivers. You can take that chance, and then when it doesn't work out, it's kind of like that's okay, right? Like you can move on. Like the whole idea wasn't that he'd ever be like this safe startable guy. You're just you swung and it missed, and that's okay.
Sometimes you swing twice and you miss. And you know what sucks is the narrative was going to be Rondale Moore was going to be what we wanted Visca to be, and now Rondale Moore is just fucking Visca too. So fuck us all.
I'm not out on Rondale. That's
okay,
the one I won't
get it. Bring us back, Ben.
Well, I mean, look, like we're still at the point in the season where this time last year people thought Jonathan Taylor sucked. There's some terrible tweets out there from this time last year, like right after week 9 about Jonathan Taylor. This is week 9, week 10 range is when AJ Brown first started seeing a bigger snap share and really breaking out. When DJ Moore did in his rookie year, when Juju started playing more full time. I don't know what it is about that, but I think it's important to keep in mind that like right after the midway point in the season is when we have seen some coaches be like, all right, it's time to go this way. The difference for Rondale is they're really good. Number one, they're the 1 seed, the Cardinals. They don't have a lot of reason to switch things up, right? There's not like clear pass for him is sort of what I'm getting at, but there's a lot of concern about his like manufactured touch role. I don't say there's a bad thing in his first half of his rookie season that they were like, these are the things you do well. We want to get you these touches. I don't think that means that he's never going to get downfield targets in his career. Also, when he's gotten downfield targets this year, he's made plays. He had that awesome play on the sideline about week 5. You remember that toe tap play? Just a ridiculous play. Had another one in week 1 or 2 that was a kind of a scramble drill, caught a crosser and made play after the catch, one of his long early TDs. He has made play. He's shown us flashes of being able to be a complete receiver. I just don't buy that they're like never going to actually use him downfield. And the way they've used him to this point is like indicative of him being typecast. That's not, we're painting manufactured touches a good thing as a bad thing because they don't have other roles for him. The other positive thing last week with Hopkins and Green out, Kirk did finally play outside, right? Pat's been talking about this a lot. Kirk played in the slot when Hopkins went out the week before. He only played about 25% of the snaps. Kirk and Rondale were both in the slot, and they brought in that Wesley dude to play opposite A.J. Green. When Nuke and A.J. Green were both out, it was nice to see that Kirk could kick outside. He was still pretty productive, too. And Moore basically got the slot last week. Also, we have Edmonds out, and Moore has played a handful of snaps in the backfield when Edmonds has been banged up. I think we're going to see some of that going forward. That's just probably 1 or 2 more short targets. I don't really have like a clear, to quote my NFT bros, roadmap for where we're headed here.
Give us the white paper.
But I do
been sitting on that one.
No, it just hit my head. I don't know exactly where we're going here, but I do think
it does feel like you sat on that incredibly well for 39 minutes.
I really didn't. But I do think that there is paths for more, and we've been at this exact point in the season where you start to build this this excitement for the breakout. For the reason I brought Taylor last year, Marlon Mack goes down week 1. We're all excited for the first month. He's not really doing it. Then his role starts to look bad in the middle of the season for a few weeks, and everyone was like, actually, Taylor sucks. Full stop. Like, there was a lot of that on Twitter last year. I'm serious. Go back and look, like, I think it was week 6, 7, 8. He had basically no touches.
You got to get over this Jonathan Taylor thing.
No, the point is last week was the week it felt like for Moore because Hopkins was out and A.J. Green was out. They only threw 27 passes. Moore does catch 5 passes. It's not like he had a terrible game, but he didn't do anything when we were like collectively.
Yeah. We decided it was Moore week. It wasn't, and now
it has to be now. It has to be now, right?
Yeah.
And then it happens after that. We just did this with Fields too. I kept saying it has to be now, and he kept sucking. And then it happens after that. Like, don't give up on Moore's.
He's got a 2.02 yards per route run as a rookie. I mean, dude's playing awesome. He's playing awesome. And he's in a great offense.
It is kind of crazy that he has a 1.5 ADOT given those long plays that Ben mentioned. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying just as an observation that's.
Remember when Deebo Samuel was locked into the role, and I'm guilty of this too. Like we're like, well, we can't be drafting Deebo. Like, yeah, he's like one of a handful of players in the entire PFF database that has been hyper efficient since entering the league, along with AJ Brown, bunch of other superstars. But who cares? He has a low ADOT. It's like, yeah, well, he does until he doesn't. You know, like these guys are stars in the roles that they're using him in. And I think Rondale Moore, probably not this year, maybe not next year, but at some point, you know, he's going to get a chance to actually
and it could
be a little bit more legit.
I agree
in terms of the role, but like even in this role, if he just gets more routes, he can be plenty productive. Because Debo was like, people were really excited about Debo after his rookie year. He had an awesome box score down the stretch of his rookie year. He was very productive, helped a ton of fantasy teams. Like, this isn't ideal usage, but if he's a star and he's kind of profiling like he's a star and he's a really good offense, he's got a really good quarterback, then he'll be okay. He just needs more routes. That's the thing. We just need to get him on field.
Yeah, he's
and it is hard to see
85% of his passes, which it makes sense given the low ADOT, but like, you know, there's different ways to get there. So like,
do you
if
say
you're going to catch
targeted?
85% of your targets, his yards per target's 8.8. Like, that's really good. Like, who cares if it's low ADOT?
Right.
You know, I mean,
obviously
we'd like to see more stuff down the field. And I do think with Edmonds out, there's at least a chance that there's more ways to get him, you know, the ball, even when Green and Hopkins are back.
He's got the targets per out run too, because of that role. They have the manufactured touches, right? And like, to your point, Leone, those manufactured touches, they lead to this great catch rate. I mean, it like the other thing I was going to say, was that Hopkins is already banged up. AJ Green had COVID, but like, is AJ Green really going to stay? And Zach Ertz are the two that I'm like, are they both going to stay healthy the rest of the year? Because that seems a little. That's like a 50-50
surprised you have questions about those.
I actually think AJ Green is irrelevant in the sense that AJ Green's going to do his AJ Green thing. To me, the question is Cliff honestly not sharp enough to realize that he can play, like, what is his name, Antoine Wesley or Rondale Moore? That's the 1v1, right? It's Kirk goes to the outside and you get more on the field, or Kirk stays in the slot where he's a little bit better, but you're playing Wesley on the outside. Like, take Kirk to the outside where he's actually quite productive. Last week, he's not usually as productive as he's in the slot, but then you get Moore. I mean, Moore's going to be extremely productive out of the slot. It's a no-brainer. So Green can do his thing. He's actually been a lot better this year than I thought he'd be. I don't think he really matters. He can kind of just do his normal thing.
You guys know who has the highest yards per target of his entire career?
If you say Robbie Anderson, I'm booting you from the show.
AJ Green, 10.6, highest of his entire career.
I like that you went there, Pete, because the context was, I was just sitting here waiting for him to say AJ Green. AJ Green. That's the highest of his career?
His entire career, his highest yards per target.
Wow. Because he's been used pretty deep his whole career. That's surprising to me. That's a pretty good yard.
Well, a lot less targets.
Sean said, I mean, just as a random, if Ayuk is available, Ayuk's empty the clip. I mean, you're not going to find a wide receiver with as much
I'd honestly
late
leave
season upside as him.
10 fab left. Yeah. Just empty it.
Well, what do you guys place the odds at right now for, or what do you set the over under at for which week Trey Lance starts right now?
Next week.
Yeah, it's like a 2-week over under. 2.5 weeks. We might get 2 more Jimmy G starts.
I think we're gonna get the Jimmy.
I think that's you said it at 2.5 because the question is, do they? Because I think I would take the under. I think Jimmy gets one more start.
They play the Rams at home this week. Then they're at Jacksonville. Would Lance make his first start at Jacksonville? Then home against Minnesota. It's gonna be right in there, dude.
Oh I feel like we get it to happen after this week though, because like they might go on a little run if you're just looking at the schedule. We need Jimmy to get obliterated on Monday.
Jimmy will come through for us.
Yeah,
that's my point. Is
Von Miller and Aaron Darnold are both going to sack him 3 times. It's going to be great.
They just got beat up by the Titans. This is their revenge game. You know, their get right game. They're gonna.
Dude, if we can get Lance, the playoff schedule. I mean, Atlanta, Tennessee, Houston.
Trust me, the best ball bros know about the playoff schedule, Leone.
49ers Rams is Monday Night Football. So if Jimmy G really melts down on prime time, we're gonna get.
Are the Mannings doing that? Are you guys watching the Mannings?
Does this add to the the probability.
Yes, if I get to hear the Mannings talked about how bad Jimmy G is playing and exactly why he's playing so bad, it's gonna be the best. Are you guys watching this? It's honestly the best football show I've ever seen. It's so good.
Leone, my favorite thing is when you just boomer the like probabilities. You're just like, yeah, but like that's only like you're overstating it. Like that's not gonna make that much of a difference on like. I don't know. He brought up the Manning thing, and you're like, "Oh, is that going to add to the probability?" Like you're.
I was
modeling.
just making a joke, Ben. I wasn't serious.
You like always do this though. Like,
are you guys watching the Manning cast or not?
I have not been watching.
God, I don't
imagine
watch
staying
football.
up for Monday Night Football.
Oh my god! You guys are watching the Manning cast. It's so good.
Can someone just post like a highlight clip, a 2-minute highlight clip of it that I can watch the next day?
The best moments.
I saw Marshawn score and some Josh Allen clips.
Eli Manning told the best story.
Oh, and Eli giving the bird. I saw that a lot.
Eli gave the bird. He gave the double bird. But they're not ship chasing school with the double bird, right? I can do that. Eli Manning told the story to Brett Favre where he was like, Brett, you probably won't remember this, but when I was 17, I like snuck into this bar in your hometown and you were playing pool. And I told my buddy, Brett Favre's in there. We're going to go play pool with him. We're going to go get him to buy us a beer. So he sneaks in. He goes up to Brett Favre. He's about to play a game of pool with Brett Favre. And he's like, hang on, I got to get my buddy. Because his buddy was too afraid to jump the fence and get in there. So he's like talking to his buddy like, Joe, you got to jump the fence. I just met Brett Favre. He's going to play pool with us. Come on, man. And his buddy was too scared. He wouldn't do it. So Eli was like, I've been watching a lot of Top Gun, Wingman and all that. So he jumped the fence. They left. Into the night. Never got this amazing night with Brett Favre. Favre sits there. He goes, well, my uncle owned that bar. So all you had to say to me was like, your buddy's outside and I would have got him in. Like completely. Eli's like literally silent for like 2 minutes as he like reflected on how his life could have been different.
All right.
You got to watch the Manning cast.
No, I don't. You know what? Honestly, you just telling me the best parts on the show every Wednesday kind of works.
That happened like 4 weeks ago. I mean, there's a million nuggets like that. It's the best.
All right, can I get another one? What's another good nugget?
Well, Gronk says that
Gronk. The only time
so this is the best part. They just talk. They don't. No one like announces the game. There's no play-by-play guide. There's no commentary. They just talk, and then occasionally Peyton will just kind of jump in and be like, all right, you see what they did there? And then he'll explain something that's like way better than any color guy said the entire weekend. And then they'll just like go back to conversation. It's very free flowing. And it also trains you as the viewer to like look for the numbers. Like you're watching more closely because no one's going to spoon feed you like who caught the pass and everything. So I actually think like you're like actually in like taking in the football game a little bit more studiously. And it's more entertaining. It's the best football broadcast of all time.
Do you have a promo code for the
I don't, but I love it so much. I just, it's like, and I don't want to trash the other ESPN broadcast, but I like, that's not my favorite of all the broadcasts that we get. So to have that replaced with the Mannings, especially, it's like, that's like such a kind of typical classic. There's like 3 guys in the booth. Like it's like very, very like kind of just the typical thing that you get. And so the Manning thing is like such a breath of fresh air where it's just nothing like anything I've ever seen. I mean, Romo's probably the closest to it where you're getting all these incredible football points, but it's to another level. It's like if Romo could just like talk the whole time.
I'm glad you backed off before you said anything bad about your big Peacock colleague broadcasters.
No, I mean the ESPN's complete. I mean, they probably wouldn't mind at all if I were to just like rail into Steve Levy for saying that Najee Harris sleeps on the floor when he never did that. That was Josh Jacobs. But I like the Manning cast.
I think it's a fair take. Sounds great. I'll look into it.
That tweet was amazing by Najee Harris.
What
was so good.
I slept on a bed. I didn't sleep on a floor, LOL. I slept in my bed.
Endlessly talking about, Najee Harris, rough upbringing, and his struggles. But it's just like, we're trying to watch a football game. I don't think like Harris was expecting them to go like just 20 minutes on about like Harris's. And then they just like were wrong. I mean, they were wrong about, what they said. They were talking about Josh Jacobs.
That's great. Wasn't there one draft one year where it was like every other player, they're like going over the tragedy they like?
Oh, that's like every draft.
I felt like one year in particular, it was like really bad and noticeable. But maybe it is just every draft.
Chris says they literally do a highlight clip of the Manning cast on YouTube. The problem is Chris says search for it. How about you email it to me every Monday at about 10 a.m.? And you could also timestamp it for me. That would be helpful.
You're not gonna. I mean, it's like watching the punchlines to a bunch of jokes without the setup. Like you gotta actually
don't be
watch
a completist
the
about this.
Chat's with me. 2020 NFL draft it was.
Leone, pull up our NFC team. Are you able to do
says
it?
ESPN loves death.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a little dark, Leland.
Can you pull it up without revealing our bids?
Just give me a second.
No,
okay?
I was asking a question. I wasn't rushing you. I was saying, is it possible to show it without revealing the bids? Because it's a delicate dance on FFPC to do that. Trust me, I want to reveal the bids. Some people don't want me to.
I mean, I can show our team, but I can't show. I'm not going to show the free. Oh yeah, no, the bids don't show on this screen.
That was what I was asking.
Yeah, because they don't show on any screen.
Oh my god. It's a beautiful team.
All right, so who do it get? Run it down for us, Mike. I want you to practice because you're going on big time satellite.
Mike, tell us about this team.
Right,
NFC, you guys drafted a couple running backs early. Looks pretty good, Mike.
Congratulations coming off that Thunderdome win,
Go
Mike.
to the draft board. Can you get the draft
Mike,
board?
what I like most about this team is you did it all yourself. No co-managers, nothing.
Sometimes it's just the one guy who can figure out the site that gets all the credit. That's why we have Mike Leone here.
Oh, that's right. We were debating because we get to pick our spot in this, and we ended up on 12, third round reversal. We get AJ Brown at the beginning of the third.
AJ Brown versus CeeDee Lamb I thought CeeDee Lamb had gone, and we didn't have that decision. I forgot we had that decision.
We have Kelsey on this team, and we're just like railing. We're in first, and Kelsey, like my Kelsey main event team, not doing so great because Kelsey has not been, the star that you picked in the first round.
Well, one thing I really want to point out when I do this is round 16, the Kansas City team kicker was a hell of a selection in round 16. I mean, to have the foresight to jump everybody in line to get the best kicker, I thought was, that's what championship dreams are made of.
How is the
Look at this team, Taylor and Swift, and then just didn't take any other running backs.
Do you remember how triggered the chat was when we took Taylor and Swift? They were very triggered.
Team. I mean, we one wide receiver in the first 4 rounds, like the way we always do it, right?
But then Chase and Debo right after that. I mean, when you're that good at picking receivers, who cares?
Yeah, Gallup coming back's huge.
Jason
Not
Debo,
starting Elijah Moore last week hurt. That was painful. Nothing we could really do about it.
Is Anthony doing a bit? How is a team with Travis Kelce, Jonathan Taylor, AJ Brown, DeAndre Swift, Jamar Chase, Debo Samuel, literally every single league winner? How is that team?
Well, we don't have Cup. We don't have the league winner.
Are you kidding me? It's like every single player you needed to hit on.
Yeah, JT, Swift, Chase, Debo are just massive hits. Burrow, where he went, is good. Like,
it was a big hit. Yeah,
and we've run pretty pure on health. Like,
yeah,
the first
we've run very pure, given that we took 2 running backs and still don't have a third.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Alex Collins was pretty usable for us for a while.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Kelsey's been banged up. Brown's missed time, and both Gallup and Fuller missed significant time. I mean, we've run somewhat pure, but also we're just amazing.
Well, nobody's out for the year.
Was.
That's important, I guess. Like all
Fuller,
our important guys are basically
essentially
back.
out for the year. I'm starting to feel like he's never coming back.
Yeah,
Fuller. Oh yeah, Fuller might be, but. I mean, we drafted so many receivers. We just need one of these guys to freaking be every week usable. Like, that's like our last spot, right? Is where, how do I?
Yeah, go back to our current roster.
So our lineup, well, right now we've got Chase on bye, but we've kind of got this last wide receiver spot that we're playing with because we're starting AJ Brown, Chase, Debo each week, Swift, Taylor each week, obviously, Kelsey at tight end. So then, like, the last spot, we've got a bunch of receivers that could fill it, but it's, Rondale Moore, Michael Gallup, Elijah Moore, Rashad Bateman. And I think one of those rookies will hit pretty big down the stretch, but
yeah.
It's great to have all 3. I mean, that's a fucking great spot to be in. I like Elijah the best out of him probably right now. And probably Rondale least, even though I was all excited about Rondale. Like, he doesn't seem to really have like a ton of forward momentum. I was just saying don't give up on him. But Elijah looks like
Gretch, did you just pump and dump Rondell Moore?
According to my NFC bros. But I mean, like in Gallup's, not a young rookie, but like out of those 4 guys, it feels like we've got a pretty good chance of one of them.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore is the one that feels like everything I was saying about Rondale and like the time of the year and week 9, week 10 stuff. It feels like that's actually happening right now, right? Like he had the rush TD a couple weeks ago. The snaps were down a little bit. They spiked back last week, 2 touchdowns last week. They're going back to Mike White. The offense looks a little better. They're different than Rondale Moore. They're on a team that sucks, and they moved forward at the running back position with Michael Carter. They're clearly willing to just play the rookies and see what they have. I think Elijah is the one that might get just a ton of run the rest of the way and blow up.
I think it's got to be Mike White, though. I don't think it's happening with Wilson. I think Wilson is like real bad. Like if you look at any of the advanced stuff, like completion percentage over expected, EPA per play, like he's just like alone at the bottom, like holding down the bottom of the chart. It's ridiculous how bad he's been. And then Mike White's been like, he's not good, but he moves the offense a little bit. Like I think it's a big upgrade just to get to like a competent below average quarterback from Zach Wilson. Maybe Zach Wilson will be better eventually, but he's been terrible.
I'm surprised you guys aren't a little bit more stoked about Bateman, the way this offense is rolling. I know Watkins is coming back soon, but
Pat pump and dump Bateman. He's over him.
No, that was my like preview before I got into the Bateman hype, because I think that Bateman is the guy here, not Elijah, because Elijah's got the big downside risk. Bateman's big downside risk is Sammy Watkins, but if he can't manage to stay ahead of Watkins, then he's not the guy we're hoping he is. He was up to 81% routes last week, Bateman. He was targeted on 19% of his routes, 13.5 ADOT. He's got a role. He's got an increasing role. I'm excited.
But we still haven't seen them play together yet.
We haven't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where you get rug pulled on Bateman.
Lou says 3 minutes for Pete to slip the bid. Here's what I'm going to do. Chat, tell me a number between 1 and 17. And I'll reveal to you the exact fucking Eno bid for that tab.
God damn it, dude. What the fuck?
Give me a number. Give me a
1
number.
1 and 17.
I mean, the number between 1 and 17. I want to reveal a bid. Come on, chat.
Somebody put a number in there.
Just reveal the bid in the slow main, because
I heard 8.
13. Oh, the first 2 both said 13.
Was 13. All right, 1, 2, 3,
4. I think 13 is our team, Eric.
13. Team 13 with Paul. We do not have an Eno bid in. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to 8. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. 17. 17. Let's see. How many more? This is fun. Team 3.
Stop doing it. You said 1.
Wait, the bid was $17?
Yes. I'm not going to lie. I would never lie on this show.
These bids for NFC will process like right away because it's just a single league.
It sounded like we were talking in the 1,700 range.
No, I mean, to me, like James Conner's going to get 35 plus touches, and it's one of the shittiest bids you could ever make.
Yeah, lower your
down.
Oh man, I'm panicking. I fucked up my bids on the team I do with Silva and Levitan. Another team that like, somehow I'm in charge of.
Oh yeah,
really? Silva isn't grinding the waivers himself?
Silva and Levitan, they seem like waiver grinders to both of them. And very different. They both hate waivers in very different ways. It's pretty funny.
I just love this trickle down effect of Silva and Adam passing down waivers to you. You passed down waivers to Davis.
Yeah, me and Leone did a team together that's actually good, and I have not had the login. I've been asking Leone occasionally, and I was like, "Are we getting this in?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, Davis does them some weeks." So anyway, we have a team that Davis does the waivers for.
We also refused to not start Justin Fields for a long time, and things really kind of went south on that team.
Yeah.
Was that our team?
What team?
Mine and yours, Leone?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Sorry. Was I telling you to start Fields every week?
I mean, it was the pair of us. I was right there with you.
All right.
DFS saying we bid 91. 17 seems reasonable. A lot of our teams only have about $30 left. So trust me, 17 was still a fairly aggressive bid. I am excited to be out of money because then you just go to the waivers and you're like, well, guess I can't do anything.
I emailed. I got a funny Sean story. I emailed Sean during the show to tell him that he was a little aggressive on a Matt Ryan bid at $91. And I just checked back. We've been kind of talking about some of the other bids as well. And he had said Ryan's been on a tear, and he thought the same thing. He already took it down once, but then he just checked the rosters, and two teams essentially have no one for this week. So he's expecting this competition for Matt Ryan. Potential shootout with Dallas.
Ooh,
so he goes, so now I'm actually worried we might need to move it up again. And so we had a $91 bid on Matt Ryan that became a $173 bid on Matt Ryan when I checked back a minute ago.
Pete, if you want to bring this up, you can see our results.
All right, how did we do?
Pretty good on the Eno bid.
Nice. Got Eno.
Look at that.
We got Taysom.
We could have had Jordan Howard for free last week, but we picked up Amir Abdullah instead. Things went bad last week. I had some bad Jordan Howard takes.
It's all good.
But if Taysom starts this week, like that's pretty huge.
Yeah,
if not,
that's
like,
huge.
I don't know how you guys have seen it in your league. In NFC, at least in this league, there's so many usable quarterbacks on the wire. Like, and yet we're still carrying a second in hopes that Trey Lance will be something.
Well, yeah, but he's not. We're not hoping he's usable. We're hoping he's just an absolute smash.
Yeah.
Which he looks like he would be if
I didn't put bids on Jamar Jefferson anywhere else, but I'm stoked about the idea of that. What's the deal with Jamal Williams?
He sounds shaky again this week, and Jamar didn't play a ton last week, but I think he was the only other back who played besides Swift. I could be wrong on that though.
No, I think there was someone else they mixed in too.
Well, I mean, I like.
Oh yeah, it was Gordon Igwebuike. I don't know how to.
Oh yeah. That dude did play a little bit. I forgot about that. I think he actually had didn't he have like a long play or something?
He played 17% of snaps. He played the exact same amount of snaps as Jefferson.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not that worried that I didn't bid on Jefferson elsewhere.
All right, boys. We need to. It's crazy, man. This season.
Look at this team. Its team name is Leone. The owner's Michael Leone. Like,
you didn't even name it.
What do you guys want to name?
It's named Leone.
God.
What the fuck?
Dude, are you?
Why would you name the team? See, I had no idea about this because I've never been able to navigate to this page.
No wonder fucking SiriusXM is inviting
I'm trying to
Leone
figure out how to change our team name. I'll be honest.
You literally put his name
now it makes
Leone.
a ton of sense. They go to the page and said Michael Leone. Well,
yeah, if it had a subtitle, it would say, "I drafted this team all on my own."
Just to be very clear. Fucking pending Peter Oversight. Okay. Like,
yes.
It says pending.
So
what a reveal.
Back the fuck off.
Can you reset that? It might actually don't.
All right, what do we want the team name to be?
What a reveal. I don't know about Leone's team. No one else involved.
How about
Leone?
Leone and his minions?
Leone and his minions.
God.
How about name it? Someone suggested name it Pizza Invitation Pending.
Is this serious show a college show? Because I might need to call it and give this guy.
I think it might be. I feel like we should have the chat pick a team name, or we should.
That does feel about right, by the way. That you'd have to call in to talk about your own team.
There's got to be something.
Pete,
you got to be smart enough to figure this out. There's got to be something where we can keep Leone's name in there because it so clearly needs to have his name in there, but then just also adds ship chasing. Like
I want to be very clear that the
something.
Default team name is the last name of the owner.
Yeah, and I want to be very clear.
I didn't see any other team names named that way, though.
Because Leone, it's also interesting. You kind of let all of
Leone chasing.
Leone chasing.
No, Frank says we should keep it because
Gillis,
we can't.
Schechter, Katz, Eibel. Oh wait, you guys don't see this.
We can't see any of that.
What are you saying out loud? Are those words?
Nah, he's lost his mind.
I just think it's interesting that
Look
Leone
at these
never
teams:
even
Gillis, Schechter, Katz, Eibel, Villarisi, DeAndre Santos.
Because these are all one-man teams.
Yeah.
I just want to be. Someone said none of the other teams had that. Now you're moving goalposts.
No, go to the standings because they changed them
site.
since.
Well, no, come on. You don't bite the hand that
Frank
feeds
makes
you.
a
Come
good
on,
point. We have been. I mean, we all saw Leone win Thunderdome this past week. Like, there's no one who runs hotter. Like,
The only one doing work.
That's good. Do it.
It's just, I guess what I'm most steamed about is just
Doing waivers.
the only manager.
I just can't believe Leone.
The only manager. I think that's even better.
How did Leone not send us an email? Hey,
Leone
I got
manager.
Pat. How did he not send an email? I got invited to go on this podcast to talk about this team. You guys want to come on and talk about our team?
He told us like a couple days ago that he'd been on the podcast. The second part, if you guys want to come on and talk about this team,
there was never any extended invite.
No.
Guys,
No.
So Pat, think of the technology with the fab on the site, okay? Now think about this setup. This isn't a StreamYard link. Like, this is, I had to give a phone number and they're going to call me to go on. What were we going to do? Like, fucking conference call each other?
That sounds honestly incredible.
Yeah.
We've all had a few
I can conference call you and you'll be on. They won't even know. They'll just be confused. There'll be two people.
Well, it's not quite as fun if we're just like listening like it's a prank call. Like the whole.
No, you can talk.
I want to be asked questions
question now.
about my process on the waiver.
When they ask why you drafted some guy that it was probably not even a guy you like, I want to know. I want to hear, some name drops.
We've gone with McNutt Landscaping. I'm just going to talk about how I had to convince you guys to draft Jamar Chase. That's pretty much going to be the entire.
Did you really?
Show.
No.
Yes, we have it on tape.
What did we want?
I think you guys wanted Judy.
You can't go with McNutt Landscaping.
I think you guys wanted Ayuk. You guys wanted Ayuk or Judy, I think.
That doesn't even serve the purpose of changing the name. Just go with Leone. Like, I'm a little superstitious about changing the name here.
Yeah, go back to
I'm
Leone.
going to rewatch that episode and come back.
I say you just go Leone
I
chasing.
prefer that we just
Leone
take my word for it, Pat.
We're chasing you for credit on this damn team.
I'm going to create a highlight video. I'll send it to Pete along with the Mannings.
It was a really good combo. I mean, we were all pretty on Swift. We couldn't believe Swift dropped.
No, you did. You did a great job drafting that team, Mike.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, we were in lockstep. I didn't want to draft Lance, but I think that was a very good idea in retrospect. And Pat was on getting Bateman. Which looks like really sharp, being patient with that one.
Yeah,
but I think
Leone and I exchanged individual messages early on. I remember when Pat was like, we wanted to cut him, and Pat was like, no, we can't cut Bateman, guys. We can't cut Bateman. And then Leone messaged me. He's like, how do we get through to Pat that Bateman's not long for this team? Was like a message he sent me after like week 2 or week 3.
I wish I could
I don't
find
know.
it.
I'm starting to be on his side on this one.
It was like something like, how do we break it to Pat that we have to drop Bateman? Yeah. but we didn't. We held strong. Pat was correct in the end.
He was what we were.
We were wrong about so many things. Like that's it's like there's so many picks that we make that are just terrible in retrospect. It's like having this out for a wide receiver might be a stud down the stretch is always nice.
Yeah.
I like this one too. Leone and the Piss Boys would be a nice one.
Oh, that's good.
Because it kind of implies that Leone was the one that made us draft the running backs, and the Piss Boys were kind of just along for the ride.
That's not really true.
Threw you guys a bone here and there.
Look at Frank is tilting. Do you guys
count
your money at the table too?
Where do you guys remember? Were we at any point thinking of Ridley or Jefferson over Taylor? I don't think we were. I think we were pretty on Taylor.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we were pretty stoked on Taylor there.
I do think we had a debate about Taylor or Saquon, as I recall. I think that was our debate. We were going to go one elite.
I think because we had more Saquon already, me and Pete, so we were kind of like excited to get some more Taylor exposure.
And I had more Taylor, and I remember being a little bit disappointed we landed on Taylor. So I'm glad how that worked out because I was like, I'm already exposed enough to Taylor.
But it's like one of those things where Saquon was about to go on a tear too. I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, freak injury kind of thing.
So the way it's turned out, obviously.
Holy goodness gracious!
Mike, do you know who more cowbell is?
No,
Oh, that's Frank.
That's Frank.
Frank 332 on
we weren't getting Frank or Eno past Frank in this league. This is our league with Sam. So Jordan Howard 345, Wentz as a spot start 68. There's our Tyler Johnson 42. Ship chasing picks up 2 nice little stashes there.
Honestly, like Le'Veon Bell for $11 is pretty nice, as gross as it is. Whoa, look at this dog. This dog just attacked me.
Let's
I got
see.
Eno for, I think, a bid in the 60s in our main event.
Nice.
And down to Foreman for cheap, so that was nice.
We got him. Here's our league with Sam and Blair. We got him for 226, Latavius 71, Foreman 67, Bell 57, PSM Donald Parham for 39.
Where do I see the bid results? I'm like Pat with the FFPC site.
I think you can only get them this early on your phone.
Yeah, this is why basically you
is
need
it the app or the mobile site?
Let's see.
You need an army. You need everyone. You need your people Discord DMing you the results, preferably non-blurry screenshots.
Well, everyone else is. The only blurry screenshots are from the Buckeye Boomers.
Yeah, the Buckeye Boomers live up to their name. 6 shooters cucked us here. 162 for Eno. Although we have James Conner on this team with Chris. Let's see here.
Nice.
What do we get? Jordan Howard went for 145. Who's bidding on T.Y. Hilton these days? 81.
81.
Practice today.
Some JJ Taylor bids, guys. All this JJ Taylor talk is kind of.
The 1 yard line. Tate will take the snap, hand off Taylor, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Taylor to the end zone for the touchdown.
Play you won. Tate will hand off Taylor, dives over the top. Touchdown, Arizona. Wildcats will run the play. Hand off J.J. Taylor, right side. Spins away at the 15. Her side up to the 10, the 20, 25 out to the 30. Gets a block to the 40 to midfield. Turns the corner. Sun Devil 40. Foot race down to the 35 to the 30 and out of bounds. Near the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Arizona. Pistol set, table handoff, J.J. Taylor squirts to up the 50. First down, breaks a tackle and dives. Goes the screen pass, and it's caught. 35 down to the 30, 25. Over a man at the 20 and a first down. J.J. Taylor. Taylor to the 10, Taylor to the 5. He leaps into the end zone. Head over heels. Touchdown, Arizona.
Oh my goodness.
It's so long.
I was gonna say. At first, I was like, I'm surprised there's a JJ Taylor hype video to begin with, and then I was surprised that it wouldn't end.
It doesn't end. But it is one of those things where, like, at first, I was so annoyed that people played it because it's so long. But then you kind of get to this point about halfway through where I just sort of enjoyed how long it was.
You guys are all right? You're upset with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Some of us are trying to mentally get into the headspace of touting a solo drafted team on radio.
Do you want to do some vocal exercise, Mike? Red leather, yellow leather,
red leather,
yellow leather.
Yellow
now
leather.
Now do them very fast.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather,
good,
yellow
actually.
leather.
It's a broadcaster right there.
All right. I hope you're ready for radio, buddy. All right. Let's see. We got some more bids coming in here. Bids. Fresh. Oh no. DFS Texas. I think we got a full-on blur situation here. Oh God. Oh no.
Buddy.
Biggest bid was 91.
We got him. We got Eno.
Of course we got Eno.
You guys got a lot of Eno this week.
A lot.
We didn't really. Isn't this one of our first shares?
No, you got him for like 300 in that other one.
I thought
When's our next episode of Chasing Kickers?
That
No,
that's
don't do it, Pete.
That's got to be done when we have to pick up kickers for the playoff period. Right?
Yeah, that's when we do kickers. We have to pick up backup kickers because that's plus EV.
Yeah. Wait, Leone, are you teasing a future episode of
Kicker Chasing? It's the show where we chase the best kickers. The kickers that help you win championships. The biggest legs, the breaking news. It's everything you've come to love and know. The time is now for Kicker Chasing. Let's get some fucking kickers.
Oh, yeah! Oh, my goodness. Oh, what? Screw you guys. I love that you still have that in your StreamYard uploaded. You haven't deleted that. I'll keep talking. All right. I won't keep talking. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather.
I wanted to see if you were ready for this show, and you clearly are not in the headspace.
Empty chair is always so good.
Everyone uses it. I mean, now I play a clip and everyone runs to get beers. I mean, it's really
How do you? I like that. I didn't notice before that Pat's got the Sports Edge watermark.
It was a whole thing. He can cycle through all the ones they made for him.
I think it's cool, but generally he's so zoomed in, like he can't even fit in the screen, let alone being able to see that.
This is one of his. It's like Holka showing us his multi-cameras. Pat will show you all of his new background
Did you
options.
like Holka's tweet today about him like changing the just organization of his memorabilia?
I didn't see that tweet.
Oh,
Do I need to check this out?
Let me see if I should have tagged you, but I responded that we needed to have an intervention on Tilt Space. I'll tag you.
What did he redo a set? I'm finding it here. What did you do? Oh my!
You.
Oh, and then he did the time lapse of it.
Yeah, and dude, it must have taken him a long time for that 4-second clip.
This guy lives for 4-second clip.
I mean, Holka sweats the details. Gotta give him credit for that.
Look at this. It is a cool time lapse. I thought we were about to watch the serious interview, and Leone was going to be surprised his co-managers were actually on it too. No, Leone jokes about us coming on there, but he'd never let us on. We're too much of a liability.
Yeah,
it's shit. Like, you know how you have a group of friends that, you know, you've got some history with, and you can't throw them to the curb, but at the same time, you do need to keep them separated.
Yeah, no, we definitely feel that vibe.
I'm glad you guys understand where you are.
That's pretty rough.
Pat, Leone hasn't seen all your backgrounds. Will you do the trick for him? Where you
sure. I'll take you on a tour.
You can see it. I don't know why I didn't notice it before. I only noticed it with the empty chair. But
Pat, take us on a tour, Pat.
Sure. I mean, right here is kind of like a nice little mountain view just off the shoulder there.
Oh, I actually never noticed the foothills back there. That's nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's, just kind of the foothills.
Oh, I thought you could cycle just views on the TV. I didn't. Okay.
Oh,
no. He's fucking time traveling, dude.
Yeah. It's got
this is unclear where it is.
But it's nice.
It's like in between a Manhattan. Is it?
I think it might be ocean view there.
The really nice ceiling height there too, which is nice.
Yeah, it does. It just kind of nice, airy, just.
Yeah.
And then some kind of palm action here. It feels like maybe like a little Arizona, New Mexico-y, I don't know.
Too much greenery for Arizona.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is, I believe this is maybe Jersey City.
That's Crack Rock's penthouse.
Yeah, that's literally his living room.
This could be like north of the
running
park.
back handcuff tirades from that room right there.
This is, I believe, wherever Doug Polk lives.
What? I don't even get the joke.
I don't know. It just reminds me.
I thought it was funny.
The setup he used to have. And then this, I'm not sure where this is.
Could be anywhere. Maybe you're in like Antarctica in like a silo.
Oh.
And that's why
that would be fun. Instead of giving you all these modern apartment landscapes, can you ask for some more fun ones, like on the Sahara? And there's like the NBC
that would be
Sports
fun.
Edge,
and there's like a TV in the background.
Yeah.
just
It's like on a fucking giraffe's back. There's a TV with the logo.
All right. Crack Rock asking the important questions here. I need to pull up that league and see how we did. Let's see here. Cranking Purple. Let's share the screen here. What's wrong, Gretch? That was a big sigh.
Was it? Sorry.
It was
I love the apology.
pretty noticeable how exhausted you are with our.
It was me switching back over to my waivers.
Yeah.
Looking at my teams.
We added JJ Taylor.
I haven't seen Murphy in a while. Does he come on camera?
Yeah, I had him up here just a second ago. Murphy, come here.
Oh, how did I miss him?
Let's we don't talk about the Woods versus Cup situation anymore.
Oh my god.
Oh my. What is
Pete, we got Tannehill.
Murphy
nice.
Seems like he's reluctant. Oh, hey Murphy. There we go.
Even though this team is kind of dead.
Murphy, say hi, bub.
Hey Murphy. What are you doing,
cute
buddy?
dog.
You want Pat to get off the show, don't you? He's not giving you
this
enough
team could have been
attention,
so
is he?
good.
I had to let him out.
Gretch, do you have animals?
No.
Ask me, Mike.
I feel like I already know you don't.
Just ask me.
Do you have pets, Peter?
Do you?
Not even like a goldfish?
No. I had a goldfish once when I was like 4. I got it at some fair festival. I brought it home. I fed it too much fish food. I woke up in the morning and it had croaked.
That was the last time.
It overate, died.
What overnight?
Yeah, that's like kind of common.
No, it overate. You can overfeed the fish.
Yeah, from my experience. Yeah,
from my experience.
They're not the most intelligent of species. They will.
From my experience.
From one sample size of 1 when he was a child.
So you're close, Dr. Evil. I was not an iguana guy. I did go through a series of frogs. The first one I named Bumpy. And then I lost him. I was washing his tank and he escaped on the front lawn and I never saw him again. I was distraught. And then I bought Lumpy. And then I had to get Lumpy a friend, so I had Jumpy. So I had a Bumpy, Lumpy, Jumpy. I was running out of names. That would
Jumpy is the last one. Like, that's the last frog.
I actually
Humpy?
gave Jump. I probably should have gotten Humpy. That would have been good for my adolescence. And then I gave Jumpy away because I wasn't ready to take care of him and feed him crickets anymore.
Thumpy is the mean frog on the block.
Yeah, they were good frogs.
We had guinea pigs, which are, we wanted a dog when we were growing up. You get a guinea pig, you get a nice guinea pig someone else has cared for a while. It's a good one. And then it dies a couple months later because they only live about 2 years. So then that's like real horrific and sad and everything. So then you get another guinea pig and it's a terrible guinea pig and it hates you and it hides from you and you wish you never got it. So that's the guinea pig story.
We had gerbils and we would set up obstacle courses for them to race. That was fun. Hermit crabs. Do you guys ever have hermit crabs?
No.
Those were fun. You could set up hermit crab races too. We used to race a lot of animals, I guess.
You just running like fight rings and racetrack. I mean, like, what's
Did you
going
gamble
on?
on this shit?
Hermit crabs will pinch you though. Like you got to be careful.
Yeah, if
But
you were
they're
trying to
pretty neat.
race me, I'd pinch back too.
Leone setting the lines on the
pinched
hermit
by
crabs.
We had these.
Was that your
real
first
little...
foray into projections, Leone?
Yeah, which hermit crab, speed over expectation. It was a big deal. But the gerbils, we had some baby gerbils. They had babies, and we took them to my aunt's house, and she had these real big dogs. I forgot what they were called, but the one dog immediately just ate a gerbil whole, because they were little. And my sister it was her gerbil, and she was very distraught.
Just swallowed it.
Is Bouvier? Is that the name of a dog? Bouvier.
Wow.
I make
one
that up?
dub just immediately did not know where it was going.
Oh, I didn't make it up. A Bouvier. They were Bouviers. There were a pair of them. Very big dogs. Swallowed that gerbil whole right away.
That please open with that on your Sirius XM spot.
Yes, please. That's so good. Well, before we get into why we took Jonathan Taylor, what I'd like to tell you,
I'm just gonna say that Ben was a big Taylor Swift fan, and that was the thesis of our draft.
It is true. All right. Should we wrap?
Going to get a call here in 4 minutes.
Should we wrap this up so Leone
Yeah, I've
can
got
go
places to be.
Yeah, let's all wrap this up so Leone can go talk about his team by
yeah. Congrats on that team, by the way. It's pretty sweet.
It's a good team.
Should we? Maybe the three of us should go do a Twitter space right now, competing, talking about our team, and you guys can decide who you'd rather hear talk about our NFC team.
Yeah, let's see what the listens come out on Sirius XM Radio versus
Oh,
Twitter
here we
space.
go. Tell me who's more engaged, Mike. Fucking truck drivers, just passively listening on the highway.
Truck drivers love that show so much.
All right.
Mid-season victory lap. There's a few more weeks?
Man, the season's long. I mean, that extra week feels
I also
want
to say I don't think we've done one victory lap or said that we were going to win.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're in a good spot. That's about it.
Actually, I have a question, Mike. How did SiriusXM know to have you on the show?
I sent an email and I was like, "Have you seen how good this team is doing?" This team that I sold. No, Tom from NFC emailed me.
And so he was the one doing a midseason victory lap about our team. He thought it'd be good content.
That's right.
He looked it up and said, "This is one of the finest teams I've ever seen. I need the figure piece."
And just one man.
Figurehead.
I'm telling you, we're coming for the
there on
10K
his
league
own.
next year. Get us out of these 5K Pez streets. We're going to the 10K next year.
All right. We're going to shut this down so you guys, we're all going to tune in. And I swear to God, Leone, if I don't hear my fucking name come off your lips on Sirius XM talking about the major role, if you don't say Patrick Carrain, Benjamin Gretsch, and Peter Overzet were instrumental in where this team has arrived at,
and maybe not every week on waivers because, well, I don't want to say because, you guys are from an FSC.
You guys are
be a little rude.
I'm going to fuck up now. I'm going to be legitimately earnest and
Leone.
not earnest. That's not the right word. I'm already saying the wrong words.
These are the people that could fix the site.
Are you
Do you
nervous?
think there's a way to broach that subject?
I always get a little bit nervous on the radio spots. Are you nervous? Because you're live on the radio.
I mean, I wasn't, but now
Now you are. Yes.
Yeah.
I
you
used to
fix
get
it.
so nervous. Now I'm kind of I don't know.
You should be nervous because I just want you to know we're going to be listening and we're going to be upset if you don't give us our due.
Yeah. Think about us when you're speaking.
Because even this, we could pull the video and stuff, but there you just don't have any control.
I hope you're ready, Michael Leone. Good luck. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't fuck this up, Mike.